Hey guys, this is Maggie. How are you doing? And as you can tell from the title, this video is about shadow work, okay? I consider shadow work my specialty because I'm a Scorpio. So I call doing shadow work going dark. So and going dark doesn't bother me. I believe that we are here to improve on our life, to learn lessons, to just be a better person. That is an ongoing process for us, okay? So everything is not going to be roses and birds tweeting and having a good time, okay? You're gonna fall, bump your head, you're gonna have some stuff, and you're gonna be like, damn, I messed that up, okay? So that's why I feel like I can do this video about shadow work, because the moment I realized that I was doing it, and the more I noticed that it's helping me, especially with my anxiety and my depression, I realized I was becoming a better person, and I enjoyed being around myself more. I was being comfortable with myself, and then in turn expressing myself with others, and I wasn't as much of an introvert as I was before, okay? A serious recluse, okay? So that's why I'm excited about doing these videos about shadow work, okay? And also, I lost that thought. Spirit, bring it back to me. It'll bring it back to me. If I sound like I'm going in circles, y'all, I just want to, oh, there it is. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I definitely wanted to do it right now because you probably can't tell because of the makeup and because of the smile on my face that I'm dark right now. I am in my shadow, okay? And I will be doing a separate video to explain what's going on with me right now and how I'm handling it, so I can show you that I'm practicing and working on my shadow work as well, okay? So there's no person who is excused from doing shadow work, okay? So let's hop into it. These 10 things I want you to take into consideration when you do your shadow work. I do it. You don't have to listen to me, but just ride along with me in this video, okay? Get you some popcorn, get you some water, some juice. I got something in my Happy Harley Quinn cup. I just love this cup, guys. And I like this just because she is light and dark to me, so that's why I love her, okay? She's one of my spirit animals. Just spiritual friend. All right. So first thing I want you to realize, okay, about shadow work is that you've been doing it your whole life, okay? If you're thinking of you sitting down and you're saying, okay, I'm going to make a conscious decision to do shadow work, guess what? You've been doing it all along. You just figured out a word to put to it, okay? You finally find something that you could put a title on it. Some people may call it fighting your demons. Some people may call it detoxing, battling your ego. There's so many phrases out there as far as dealing with your shadow, okay? But you've been doing it your whole life. There's always been something inside of you that is telling you that you need to change something or you need to acknowledge something, okay? So relax. There's no huge ceremony that you need to do or ritual. You may want to, when I talk about in one of my tips or considerations, you will hear about that. But there's no big grand dame thing that you need to do your shadow work. That's all I'm saying. As you can see, as I told you, I acknowledge that you want to change something and that you officially starting your shadow work with you knowing that's what you're doing, okay? All right, so number 2, shadow work never ends, okay? It is a ongoing process, all right? Because once you realize another lesson, something else may come along, okay? And if you miss a lesson or you feel like you got it wrong, don't worry. it'll repeat itself. Okay. And, and it's just that you have to be willing to take on a challenge. Okay. All right. So the next thing I need you to consider is that everyone has a light and a shadow side. Okay. There's no person that is truly 100% happy all the time. Okay. I was one of those people who was a people pleaser. I was always happy. I wanted to give the facade that I was happy all the time. Y'all know I'm from Louisiana, and this could be an ongoing cultural thing everywhere else, but I just know where I grew up. There's this thing where it's like men are supposed to be strong, don't have feelings, be the great provider, and then women are supposed to be like the ultimate hostess, forever happy, and long as everyone is okay, then you will find time later to deal with your problems. But right now, your duty in life is to be the ultimate hostess, okay? And like always on cue and ready to be presentable at all times and do what's best for the greater good or the majority, okay? But and that can interfere with your shadow to always want to be in that light, be in that happy mode all the time on 10, when really you need to take time to deal with your shadow part of yourself, just to regroup. Okay, so don't think that by doing shadow work you're going to completely eliminate your shadow. No, you need your light and your shadow to keep you centered, to keep you focused. Okay, so keep that in mind. Light and shadow go together. They're both inside you. Okay. All right, and my next one is I'm looking at my paper, y'all, to make sure I don't lose track. Acknowledge your emotions. Okay. Because that is the signal that you're doing shadow work. Okay. Your emotions are like a barometer. Okay. They serve to let you know when something needs changing or when you need to just protect your character. Okay. That's why I'm comfortable with that's one of the main things I had to learn about doing shadow work. Because I just had to acknowledge that my feelings are real. I'm not happy all the time. Okay. I don't like going to this place. Okay. I don't want to tell someone that I'm okay when deep down I'm not. I'm stressed. I want to scream. I'm smiling, but deep down I am Buster Douglas ready to take down Mike Tyson. Okay. That's what it is. I'm feeling like I wants to knock the shit out of somebody. I'm sorry for cursing. I'm trying to hold it in, but I told y'all I'm in my shadow, so it's going to creep out every once in a while. Okay, so consider, if you want to put an idea to your shadow and what it's like when you are getting dressed and you're trying to, and it's a grand event that you're going to. The grand event is your life. Okay, how your everyday life, how you present yourself to the world, your genuine self. Okay, and as you're getting dressed, there's a piece of article of clothing or there's a linen or something that's just not matching the outfit. Okay, and you need to find, it's like the tie just don't match. Okay, or you can't find the for my ladies, it's like trying to find the right shade of foundation. Okay, just because it looks good in a soft white light doesn't mean that it's going to look good in a pure light. And then sometimes it may not look good when you go out in natural light. Okay, so it's just the drama of trying to find the perfect foundation. Or with men is like trying to find, I'm not a man, but if I had to think about it, it's like trying to find the right barber to cut your hair. Okay, because every barber is not the same. You know the shape of your head. You know that you want your hair, you like a certain brand of mousse, and because it makes your hair curl the right way, it makes it stick up the right way, you want you know how the waves go in your fade, and you don't want the barber to cut against the waves in your fade, okay? Because your wave is natural, you know. One wrong move can fuck up that line, okay? I'm sorry, y'all, for cussing. I'm gonna try not to. So that's what shadow work is like. It's like trying to do what you can to work on other areas of your life that are not necessarily where you need them to be, or where you want them to be, okay? So that's what shadow work is about, and that's why you should acknowledge your feelings, okay? Because sometimes, which brings me to my, because sometimes your feelings that you have are not necessarily your own, okay? It could be that just use examples that we are familiar with. You could meet somebody, okay? You have your associates and friends that you deal with, and then there's another person that comes along that just so happens one of your peeps is cool with or is aware of. They got beef with that person, but when you met this person, you was cool with them, y'all clicked and everything was fine. But just because your peeps is like, nah, I don't want, I can't. So then, are you going to take on their energy to this person? Okay, that's that third person effect with shadow. So you have to decide. You have to ask yourself the questions of, how am I feeling? Is this my true feelings? Okay. One thing I like to do. Those are the questions that I like to ask myself when I do shadow work. I like to ask myself if the feelings that and even not when I'm doing shadow work, I just make it an everyday rule to, when I get up in the morning, to ask myself, okay, Maggie, how are you feeling? Hard question, quick question. And I acknowledge how I feel. And then I decide, do I want to carry this feeling with me throughout the day? And if it's no, then I need to know what I need to do to change that feeling, okay? If I'm in the dark, like this morning I woke up, I was upset. But I don't want to project that feeling onto everyone else. So what I'm doing, I decided, well, this is a good opportunity for me to show my viewers how I handle when I'm upset, when I'm angry, okay? Because just because you're angry doesn't mean that you have to lash out, okay? You have to find a way to take that. I have to find a way to take that anger and use it in a productive way. I'm not disregarding it. I'm not going to act like I'm not angry and I don't have a right to be angry, because everyone has a right to feel the emotion that you're feeling. Okay, it's what you do with that emotion. It's the action that you put into it. And when you're determining the action that you put to it, guess what? That's when you're doing your shadow work. Okay. All right. So my next thing to consider is to be patient and kind with yourself. Okay. You're human. You have feelings. And you have all of your life to try to get things right, to get things better, okay? Don't put a timeline on yourself. Don't say, okay, I'm going to spend the next 30 days working on my shadow. Because I promise you, you can handle one thing by day 30. And day 36, here comes something else to get you upset or to get you feeling like, what the hell, okay? And guess what? It's going to happen again day 265. Okay? So be patient, be kind with yourself. Okay? Don't pump yourself up to feel like you can do it. And it's, don't hype yourself up. Take it a day at a time. Take it an hour at a time. Hell, take it a minute at a time. Whatever you need to do to keep yourself healthy and moving forward, okay? All right, now we're at number 5. When you do your shadow work, remember your intentions, okay? Remember the purpose for you doing it. Are you doing shadow work because you want to get back at somebody? They pissed you off, and so I'm gonna go and and focus on why I'm mad, what they did, and then I'm gonna let them know, hey, you shouldn't have did this to me. And because you did that, I gotta get you back. No, shadow work is not about to get back, okay? Because you gotta remember, what you put out there is what you get back, and sometimes you get back 10 times fold, okay? And if you don't, and if it doesn't fall back on you, it can fall back on somebody else, okay? So remember your intentions, okay? You're responsible for your actions, but you're not responsible for how others react. Okay, so, and it's just like when you do like myself, for instance, when I started doing my shadow work, I started to at first it started off like I was doing a blame game. I was like, well, I'm hurting because you did this, and I'm hurting because you did that, and you misunderstood this, and y'all don't understand me. But and I would try to have these conversations with people just to get them to say, I'm sorry. I went on a thing where I always had to tell the truth. And I had to realize sometimes people are not ready to face the truth. And then sometimes what is true to you, your perspective on the situation, is not the same for somebody else's. Okay? Like, somebody can tell a story about something that happened, and it's not a good story for you. It's you messed up, and when you think about this matter, it is torture for you, and it triggers you and puts you right back into a depression. But for them, it's funny, and and it's a good old memory of good times. And are they wrong for feeling that way? Not really, because they were just, that's what their experience. Your experience is you don't want to remember it anymore, and as much as you would like, and you can if you want, if you know the person is caring about you and sincere, you can come to them and say, hey, can you not bring this up anymore? It's, I was going through something when that happened. And sometimes they'll say, you know what, my bad, I'm sorry, I won't bring it up anymore. And others won't be like, why are you being so sensitive? It's not even all that. It was funny. When you bust your head at that party because you got too drunk and you blacked out and stuff, that was hilarious, okay? And and for you, and it's going to aggravate you. It's going to take you to the limit, and you're going to go dark, and you may not want to speak to this person again. But that's when you have to remember that that person doesn't owe you an apology for reacting to the way they do. So you may be in some situations where you won't receive that. I see a rainbow. You won't receive an apology. You won't get the reaction that you expect when you do confront this person about a situation. But you have to be okay with that. Okay? Because the purpose of shadow work is to acknowledge your emotions and to process it. Okay? It's about processing the things that are difficult for you. It's about going into that safe in the back of your mind where you locked up things, and finding out how you can handle it better, or how you can get it to where that memory or thought or situation doesn't have such a bad effect on you. Okay? So that's why I say be kind to yourself. Okay? Don't stress. If you have something where you feel like you have to confront someone and talk to them about it, don't get upset if they don't apologize. Don't get upset if they don't see the severity of how it hurts you. They don't feel the degree of hurt. Okay? You should just focus on the fact that you expressed how you truly feel in that moment. All right? Okay, and that's being kind to yourself. You're kind to yourself when you acknowledge your feelings. You're kind to yourself when you acknowledge who you are. Okay? I got such a huge relief when this people pleaser, realized this huge revelation. I don't like people. Okay? I have some days where I just want to be in the house, watch TV. Okay? I'm good for going into a store and having my headphones on. I'm plugged in, and I just want to go in, get my groceries, and roll out. And that's okay. That's how I feel. Does it mean that I'm not aware of my surroundings? No. It's just that I have a mission to go into the store and get my groceries, and I want to be gone. Or I don't want random energy popping up on me, okay? When I'm at work, sometimes I'm tuned in to the radio, and that's just because I want to be focused on the task that I have at hand. So as much as no, don't get me wrong, I like people, but I have some days where I just don't want to be bothered, okay? And if you have days like that, then guess what? It's fine. You cool. Don't worry about it. Okay? You being honest, you're being kind, and you're being fair to yourself. And that's what matters. All right. So, next one, number 6. Learn your triggers. This is important. Okay? Because learn the signs of, if you don't know your triggers, learn the signs of when you're being triggered. Okay? Pay attention to how your body changes. Okay? Do you feel yourself getting hot? Do you feel the room spinning? Okay? Do you feel like you want to cry? Are you all of a sudden grinding your teeth? Okay? Does the way you sit, does it go from this to this? Or have you clocked out of the conversation? Okay? Have you reached a point to where all you want to do, you're listening to this person talk, but you kind of feel yourself just go upside the head? And you're being triggered, okay? And that's when you really need to pay attention to what's going on. Is this event really, are you being triggered right now is because of something that is definitely going on in the moment, or has something was said or something happened that brought up feelings from the past that you haven't dealt with before? Okay? And if you're being triggered about something that happened in that moment, pay attention. Take mental notes of what's happening. And maybe, because it could be that you're just misunderstood what someone was saying. And if that's the case, then you can just say, what you mean? It can be something as simple as that. What you mean? What you talking about? And just say, I just don't understand what you're saying. Can you say that again? And then you can pay attention to what was said and see if you were truly misunderstood. And just say, well, this is what I heard. No. Y'all seen Inyama. Y'all seen Dr. Phil. They told y'all how to do this. And then if it's something that is triggering you because of something that happened in the past, then maybe you need to kind of sit down and deal with that, okay? I don't like it when people yell at me. And that's because just growing up, I didn't like being yelled at. If you were yelled at, that means that you did something wrong and you're about to get punished. Okay? So, and when you're a child and an adult yells at you, you kind of feel like you can't yell back. You kind of have to just eat it. You know what I'm saying? Even if they misunderstood what you did, you didn't mean any harm by what you did, but sometimes adults just focus on the fact that you told me that you were going to be at home, and instead I told you, and instead you went here. You went to your friend's house when I told you that when you get home from school, you go straight home. And you went home when I needed to answer the phone. I'm just trying to go back to some random childhood thing that everyone could have experienced. But that could be what happened. And now I'm to a point in my life to where if someone yells at me, I clock out. I'm not there. I don't give a damn about what you're saying. I want you to talk with me. not at me. I don't do arguing. It's just not in me. I know my temperament. These lips are lethal. You talk about a reader. That is me. I like to read books and I like to read people when I'm mad. But I know that about myself. That is my shadow, and I'm choosing to keep that at bay. You get what I'm saying? So and y'all will see that when I do this next video, giving y'all explanation about why I'm in my shadow right now, why I'm going dark. Okay, so knowing these triggers about myself, if I can't remove myself from the situation, I just remove myself. But otherwise, if I can't, then I need to recognize these triggers and figure out a way to not let my triggers push me to act the wrong way. Okay, so definitely learn your triggers, and sometimes it's going to feel like that a new trigger just keeps popping up. That's okay, because remember, I told you, shadow work is never over. All right, so we're at number 7. Find personal methods of your own to deal with when you're being triggered and to help you find your center. Okay, one of my personal methods, I say personal methods because not everybody's methods for dealing with triggers is the same. Okay, one of my methods is music. I love music. Okay, if I'm angry and I can't talk to the person, I can't guarantee that if I talk to this person that or I'm just too emotional to talk to a person right now, and I need to just kind of get it out. I have a playlist of songs from when I'm angry. I have a playlist that is specifically called Shadow Work, and I listen to that, and it helps me to just acknowledge that. I don't listen to it for a long period of time because I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, and then I'm in a place of no return, and then you get to a place where your anger turns into resentment, and then every time you hear this person or or that trigger or that moment, you can't pull yourself back from it. You can't find your center. Okay, you can't find your focus. All right, so but whenever I just need to, when I'm processing it, and I want to, for that moment, to just say, I'm mad, I'm pissed off, then that is my list for that. And then when I feel like I've gotten that emotional, immediate physical reaction out of the way, then I switch to another playlist where I call motivation, and it kind of gets me pumped up again. And then 2, shadow work isn't about just anger, or having an addiction, or being depressed, or being anxious. Shadow work can be about you being insecure. Maybe something came along, just don't make you feel right about yourself. Okay, and so I have my motivational playlist is for that too. Okay, another thing that I do to get myself back centered, I have a set of movies that I watch that I know I can guarantee a laugh from. 16 Candles, Wedding Singer, Waterboy. Can you tell I like Adam Sandler? Living Singles, Golden Girls, Designing Women, Yes God, Pose, Legendary on HBO Max, RuPaul's Drag Race. I have tons of shows that I know, movies that I can go to, and when I'm feeling down and I just want to that's when I need a good laugh. When I want to, but some of them too are just when I just want to feel fabulous. Paris is Burning, Yes God. Watch it, learn. Okay, if you want to feel, if you're a person that always feels like you are against the world and nobody understands you, Paris is burning will help you to feel like, get you to understand that if you're different, that's okay. All right. Just as long as you're honest with yourself, you are good. All right. Anyway, when I want to feel or watch a movie about love, I love the movie. He's just that not that into you, but and I don't even have to watch that whole movie. I can just get to that last scene, that you're my exception scene. Love it. Okay, I like Me Before You. I like what's another one? Love and Basketball. Love Jones. Jaguar Right. No, Just Right. Just Right. Okay, not and action movies for when I'm aggravated and I want to just watch some stuff blow up. Definitely Transformers. Definitely Mad Max, the original. Okay, definitely. I'm going to watch. It just came up in my head. Oh, American Horror Story, but the Coven season and the Apocalypse. Okay, I'm going to watch The Craft. I'm going to watch any Marvel comic, any DC comic. Suicide Squad, of course. Duh. I just, those are my personal mechanisms. And then two, I like to write. Sometimes you have to write it out. Okay, you have to write a letter. You don't necessarily have to mail it. I recommend that you don't mail it because it can catch somebody off guard. Okay, and it'll just start a storm that you may not be ready for. Okay, and then what you write in that letter may be just how you feel at that moment, but not how you feel about that person as a whole. Okay, because every friendship and relationship is going to go through ups and downs. It's not going to be plain happy roses and butterflies all the time. Okay, so start journaling and don't type. Write. Okay, put that physical motion to it. Okay, so those are just some of my personal methods for dealing with doing my shadow work and processing my feelings. Okay, number 8, I said everybody has a light and shadow side. Okay, number 9, remember that your shadow is your friend. Okay, your shadow is that friend that you have that is going to tell you the truth no matter what. It's not going to let you avoid your feelings. Okay, so don't deny how you feel. Okay, because if you don't acknowledge it, your shadow will run you down and make it hard for you to go to sleep. And it may appear in your dreams. You having nightmares all of a sudden. Okay, just don't run from it. It's not that dark. It's not scary. It feels that way because you're challenging yourself. Okay, and you're facing a part of yourself that someone told you is wrong, but it's not wrong. It's you. Okay, so be happy with you. Love yourself, flaws and all. Okay, and the more that you acknowledge the so-called bad stuff about yourself, you get more comfortable with yourself. Okay, I know that like I told y'all, I don't like being around people all the time. This whole process in itself of me having this channel is me doing my shadow work. I am acknowledging a part of myself that I was told was wrong, but it's a part of me and I love it. Okay, so I don't care how anybody feels about it. And I won't apologize for it. I can't apologize. For me to apologize and say you're sorry is to say, I didn't mean to do that, and I won't do it again. That's what saying I'm sorry and apologizing means. So, and I know that there's a stigma when it comes to tarot reading, metaphysical work, spiritual work. when it comes to religions that it's wrong, it's demon work and things of that nature. But that I even felt that way at myself at one point. But I had to realize that for me, this avenue works, okay? And I won't deny myself an avenue to make myself better, okay? And to help me be more comfortable with being myself around other people. And that's probably why I didn't like people. When I think about it, it's just because I was denying myself. And I didn't want to be around people. It's hard work in itself, denying yourself when you're alone. Then you have to do it even more when you're around people. That is tiring. Okay? And I just didn't want to do that anymore. So I just said, I say God and Spirit. I have all kinds of names for my higher power. God. But and I just got personal with him. I was like, look, you have me here for a reason. You tell me who you want me to be. You show me who I am meant to be. And I'm not going to argue with you. It may get challenging, but I just need you to give me the strength to keep trying and help me to learn along the way. And as long as I can still do that, I'm good. I'm going to keep going. And the more I did that, the more I discovered stuff about myself, the more I feel better about myself, and the more I'm comfortable around people. And I don't feel the need to lie about who I am anymore. And so that's why I'm saying, and I don't say sorry as much. I can't apologize for how, if I'm being true with myself and I'm recognizing my intentions and I'm recognizing my feelings and I'm expressing them to you in a genuine way, I can't apologize for how it makes you feel. We can hopefully come to a compromise to where we both can grow or we both can feel better and relate to one another. And if we can't do that, then we just have to part ways. But I won't apologize for being me. Okay? Because I know I'm doing everything I can to be real and honest. Okay? So that's why I say my shadow is my friend, because my shadow helps me to be real me. Alexa, play Mary J. Blige, Just Take Me As I Am. I just felt so slurpy right now. But anyway, the last one is for you to remember, and this is my daily affirmation. You have a divine right to love and protect yourself. Okay? That to me is the mission. That would be the mission statement for my life. I have a divine right to love and protect myself. Okay? As long as my intentions are pure, I'm not directly hurting someone. My intentions is not to cause harm. If it happens, then let's talk it out. So if you want me to stay in your life, we can figure out how I don't cause as much harm. If you're in my life and you cause me harm and I feel like I value you in my life, then let's talk so we can make this work better. But if we can't, you must go. Notice I didn't say bye. You don't have to say bye. There's no need for closure. Some people you don't have to have closure with. You don't have to have a conversation. That's point blank in the period on that one. Okay? So the minute you realize that you have a right to love yourself how you are, the easier your shadow work will become. And the more you tell yourself everything is going to be okay, the better it'll be. All right? So this video, looking at my monitor, is hitting 39 minutes. So I'm going to close it here. If you want, leave comments below if you have any questions. I'm thinking I may start doing something on live to where I just sit and we can just chit chat about shadow work. If I do, I think I was going to do it on a Monday, but because that's the gloomy day. So but don't hold me to that just yet. I will definitely let you know when. If you have questions, comments below. One thing I do, this is what I definitely want to do. If you're not ready yet to do a reading, but you would like for me to do a reading, and you just don't want to pay the fees that I have down below, you're still gonna have to pay, but just not as much. I don't know. I think I may do something like for $15 you can email me, and I'm gonna start a mailbag, and I will do like a quick 15-minute video or something like that answering your question. Okay, so if you're interested in that, email me your questions. When I let you know that I'm going to do your reading, I will send you an invoice for the $15. You pay me, and then I will do your video. And of course, the video will be anonymous, and everyone will watch it, and they can learn from your experience. Okay? So, guys, now I'm at 40/20. So, I'm about to close this video out, and I'm about to do my next video where I'll tell y'all what shadow experience I'm going through right now, how am I handling it, and how I dealt with how I recognize my triggers and all that, and then what methods I've been using to process it, and what my resolution for dealing with this shadow will be. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry if it's long. Watch it in pieces if need be, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, love you. Bye bye.